Good evening, everybody. It's that time, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, and this is the Overland Radio Show. I am one of the hosts. My name is Lee, and Ashley will be here with me in just a moment. She's in the background. But before we get too far, hang on. I got to start the other live thing because Instagram is weird. But before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsors, Overland Attic. They're in Nixon, Missouri. Check them out at overlandaddict.com. Chad has pretty much anything you could imagine. And when it comes to overlanding and outdoors, and he can do, builds from suspensions, tents, whatever he has or you need, he can probably do it. He's one heck of an electrical wiring kind of guy. I know that. Midland USA, sporting a Midland shirt tonight. So Midland USA and Rugged Bound, we really appreciate all your support. And also to the More Expo, check them out at moreexpo.com. Tickets are on sale. April 19th and 20th is the dates. And so let's get Ashley in here. Now listen, everybody be nice to Ashley tonight. She's not feeling good. And she's also going to turn 50 tomorrow because it's her birthday. And so I know what it was like when I turned 50. It kind of sucks. So y'all be easy on her. She's getting old, and don't hurt her feelings.
First of all, you already started this off with a lie. What the hell?
It's my lie. I can tell like I want, though.
Yes, but no, because you just aged me by 10 years.
Well, see, now I won't say I aged you. I might have embellished that just a smidge.
A smidge. It's more like this. 10 years is a lot.
Well, that depends. 10 years really isn't that long.
10 years is a lot when I'm
okay. So you're going to be 40, not 50. I was just playing around, but she acts like she's 50. I'll say that. If you don't believe me, ask Jeff.
Well, right now I feel like it with whatever Emma was nice enough to share.
Yeah, Emma put it on you.
She did. Poor kid. Freaking flu A and COVID.
Is everybody starting to heal up now?
She's doing better. So she went back to school yesterday, and then we got a text message right before I go to pick her up that the fire department is at her school.
What?
I kid you not. Fire department, the police department's there. There's IMSA. One of the HVAC motors, I guess, overheated and started smoking. And nice. So they evacuated the whole school. School's like, man, this kid can't catch a break. Flu A, COVID, and then, basically a fire at our school.
Has Jeff been sick?
Jeff is not. So me being the nice woman that I am, amazing wife that I am, I'm just going to say it. I actually slept in Emma's room on her floor for the first 4 nights of her being really sick. Trying to stay away from Jeff. Shut up, Jeffrey. Shut up.
I always love stuff like this. So I get to stir the pot, and then Jeff comes in and backs me up, and we kind of gang up on Ashley. I'm sorry. Jeff says, ask her how long we've been together. Talk about making her feel old. So how long have y'all been together?
I'm not answering that. A long damn time. A long time.
Well, okay. Y'all heard it here first. Damn time.
It's about time to trade him in.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, sometimes technically he's supposed to hit the midlife and trade you in for a younger one. But hey, once you hit 50 like you are tomorrow, it's no big deal.
Shut up, please.
Can't believe you're going to be 50.
I'm not going to be 50. I'm going to be 40.
Okay, 40, 50. At this point, it's kind of all the same, right?
No, it's not. Huge difference.
So we got some special guests tonight. It's a husband and wife. And, I guess I better make sure it's a husband and wife. But I'm assuming it's a husband and wife. It may be boyfriend, girlfriend, but, either way. We have a couple. How about that? A guy and a girl. That's their pronouns, whatever. Anyway.
Oh, Lord, don't know. No.
So they have created, I really think this is a neat game. And I got a little backstory before we bring them on. Midland had sent me an email, I don't know, sometime back, and they're like, "You got to see this. This would be perfect for the show." And I'd not heard of it, and they sent me this deal, and I was like, "Ooh, what a great idea. Holy crap. I can't believe it's taking this long for somebody to do this." But it's perfect. So we've emailed back and forth, and we finally got them like wrangled in and got them to come on the show with us tonight. So anyway, let's welcome Paul and Bethany from Radio Chatter.
Okay.
You make a joke about us being siblings.
Yeah, they don't need to know about that.
You're live.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, we're married. You're right.
Okay. Well, I figured you were, but Felicia.
I like that they came on and was like, we're just going to joke that we're siblings.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be funny. Yeah, because like Felicia and I have been together 14 years. We're not married, but we say we're married, but we've just, I don't know, keep telling her I don't want to screw up something that I'm good at. So anyway, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we are live, and we're live Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And for those of you listening, we appreciate you joining us. So anyway, Jeffrey says that y'all been together 22 years, Ashley.
I'm aware. Thank you for
everybody. Jeff, I understand some things about you now. It makes sense. I get it. Now I know why you drink a lot. So
hey, you should message Jeff and ask him about the conversation about balls that we had over the weekend and his balls. Just saying.
Yeah, Jeff, Jeff, I'm gonna go ahead and hard pass that one. No pun on the hard. But I'm gonna pass on wanting to know about this ball conversation you had. Not doing it. So anyway, Paul and Bethany, thank you for joining us all the way from Michigan. It's probably a lot colder there than it is here. It's a balmy 64 today.
Oh,
it was nice today.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
36 right now.
So yeah,
no snow on the ground though.
Yeah.
So
well, that's good.
And we had sun this past weekend, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent. So
it's so nice when the sun comes out, but you go outside and it's cold, and it's like it's tricked you or something. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, but it was sunny and warm. It was like, it's on the horizon. We can do this.
So for everybody listening or watching, Paul and Bethany came up with this idea for this thing called Radio Chatter. Now I'm holding it up to the screen for those of you listening. It is a card game, and it is let me make sure I'm saying this right and correct me if I'm wrong, but it is a legal set of cards, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Playing cards.
Playing cards, a deck of playing cards, but each one of them has a unique conversation starter. I think that's probably the best way to describe it, right? Conversation starter.
All the questions are specific to camping, overlanding, off-roading. We call it adventures in here to be agnostic of what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's all like adventure travel, camping based.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So before we get too far into the game, what do you guys wheel? What do you drive?
Yep. We have 2019 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2.
Excellent.
And we're rocking Alucab canopy camper on it. So
nice.
That's our little camper on wheels, and
home away from home.
Home away from home. Yeah, we got a little 5-year-old son, so it sleeps all three of us comfortably. He's got his own little bunk bed on the bottom we made, and so we like to travel in that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Have you replaced the mattress in the canopy camper yet?
100%.
Yep.
Did you put the Hest in there?
Absolutely.
Love it. Yeah, that's what I got in mine. I'm like, oh, this is like a world of difference.
Yeah, and we tried different things. We,
layers
topper
of foam, but it was just took up so much, because you get a little bit of leeway when you close it, but it made it really tight.
You can fit everything with the Hest. It's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. So what kind of, obviously you got a ZR2, that's a great platform. You got an Alucab, which is a fantastic platform.
Yep.
What's your favorite type of getting out and doing an adventure? Are you guys more of a let's just boondog it on some, back roads, or do you like to really get out there and bury it in the mud? And
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of a balance, and it depends if we have our son with us.
Depends if I'm with him.
Or that her too. Yeah, for sure. There's different levels. So getting buried in the mud, I've done by myself. She's done like this past year, she did a lot of like the rock, like kind of not quite rock crawling like you'd have out west, but the rocks that we have out here.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of that. She's actually more comfortable driving and me spotting the technical stuff than me driving her spotting. So we learned that this year. So we like to do that stuff when we're together. And then but we do love the camping. That's why we have the Alu Cab. We love the camping and trying to get to like an awesome campsite. And that's what our son loves too. So if he's with us, he's always want to get to camp. He wants to get to camp and play.
His toys.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's the way my daughter's always been. It's been like when we get there, she would open the door and she grabs her little basket that has like all her dolls, her Hot Wheels, her Legos, or whatever it is, and she throws everything in the dirt and then starts playing in the dirt.
Yep.
And then I have to set everything up, and then I turn around and she's like a serious mess, but they have a good time. So that's awesome. Ashley?
But I didn't do it. No, I'm joking.
Well, I'm just gonna ask. I mean, does this sound like you and Jeff kind of thing?
It does sound a lot like us. And I was saying with Bethany, and Paul's mentioned that she does better driving with him spotting. That's me and my husband. I do so much better when he's spotting, mainly because I think it's because he's 6'2" and I'm only 5'1", so I can see him, whereas he can't really see me. But that's what the Midland radios are for, right? But yes, I am. That's what I like to do, is just get out there, hit some trails, and then get to that camp spot. It's fun when you can get those unique places.
Yeah.
I'd say within the last year, I think it was last spring, we were on a Mountain State Overland trip, and I said to Paul, I was like, I want to drive tomorrow. Like I've been sitting in the passenger seat and I've been fine with it, because when we got into this, I wanted him to learn and understand it and figure out how to like operate the truck and all of that. We both didn't need to be doing it, but he's gotten to a point where he understands it all. And it's like, I just remembered that before we met, I had my own camping gear. It was car camping, but I had my own tent, all my own camp kitchen, all of that kind of stuff. I could handle it all on my own. And now if you told me to like go set up the truck or air down, I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I didn't like that vulnerability. And so I wanted to learn and be more aware and educated. And so I jumped in and drove. But so with that being said, now he's been like, as we're driving, he's like, hey, what route would you take between these obstacles? And I am not getting like, I feel like, oh, I'd do that. And he's like, maybe a little bit more to the left, because you want to worry about this. So that's why I'm still not like comfortable spotting.
That's how you learn. Everybody's got to learn.
Yeah. And I'll get there. I mean, I think this year when we get out, I'll I think every time I'll get better and better. But that's why I like the driving is like, because the other thing too is it's like I can't see. Like there's times where we were up on the rock and I'm like, I'm seeing sky.
Yeah.
And okay, I'll just ease off the gas, or ease off the brake, and boop, 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 and
slowly make it over.
Yeah.
So see, now Felicia would just if she had to drive or I was unable to drive, it's safe to say that if she didn't do the inReach, we'd just stay there and die. Somebody come along and find us eventually, but we'd probably be dead because she's just not having any of it. As a matter of fact, when she rides, if we're on any kind of shelf road and she can look and she can't see the ground, out of, she gets a little uneasy. Yeah.
I did drive our very first trip.
Oh yeah.
And you look down, you're like, nope, and so then it was like 2 years later.
Harder. Passenger's harder.
And then what helped this past year is he had his camera to screw around with and get content and just take pictures.
Yeah.
So he was not at all paying attention to like the edge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So that's that kind of leads us into tell us, like, replay for us. Where were you at and what was going on and when you thought of this game?
So we were on our It actually started, like I said, we'd gone on Mountain State Overland trips. And so on our second trip, we were with a group and there was a decent amount of radio chatter and it was fun. It was breaking up the day and there would be little quirks and it was funny. But it was a lot of like technical talk about like what kind of suspension and, you know, like what ball bearings are you rocking on that? And this is like my understanding of what they're saying. And so while I appreciated the radio talk, it was very technical. And so when we were leaving, I made a note to ask the question on our next, because we were going on 2 trips. So I was like, on our next trip, I'm going to ask, what was your favorite upgrade to your rig? Because that's a question that I can ask and understand with no comprehension of anything technical with your vehicle, and feel comfortable to ask that on the radio. And then on the way down to the second trip, I started thinking of more questions. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm thinking of questions to ask on the radio. So I had like a question of like 15 that when we got there, I got on the radio and was like, hey, okay, I'm going to ask some questions. And I was waiting for people to be like, Paul, take that away from her. Like, no more, I want to hear it.
Is she drunk, Paul? Paul.
Yeah. And so I'd ask, and it created a lot of radio chatter, and it just made the time go by really fast. And this is like on spans where there's like a lot of gravel or flat road where it was pretty quiet, nothing technical going on. And that went on. And then we got to camp, and this group of like, 7 to 8 people and couples that didn't know each other were sitting around the campfire and be like, oh, hey, Lee, tell me more about that mattress you have in your, your rig. Like, we're thinking of ours is horrible and we want to learn more. Like, Ashley, you said you went to this place on a vacation. Like, so it was just like the continuation and like the friendship. It felt like you were camping, like you were on your annual camping trip with friends that live across the country. And got really good feedback from that. And at the end of that trip, we were encouraged to make a game. And I was like, no, why would we make this game? Like, these exist.
Great idea.
Point that you said, Lee, like, why did it take this long? I was like, why would I make this? These conversation cards are out there. They're not geared towards this, but they're out there. I was just going to give the questions to our friends and be done with it. And then a year later went by, and Paul, I'll let you take over with like your passion for wanting to start a business.
Yeah. And so like we thought about it, we kind of started writing more questions and we talked ourselves out of it. It's too niche, like we're not going to do that. And a few months later, I was like, I want to do this. I've always wanted to start my business. She knows this, like for the last 12 years we've been together.
It's like Shark Tank every other week. Like, oh, we could start this business. No.
Yeah. It's like nonstop. And so I said, hey, let's go back and let's make that card game. Like we have some money set aside for like doing something. Let's do this. And and let's learn, because maybe I can create a different business after this, but I can learn about it. And so we started this just on the path of having fun to make this game that she came up with, me exploring what it's like to run a business. And we launched it just like June last year, like summer of last year. So that'd be why you hadn't heard of it when Midland reached out, because we got connected to Midland like right away. And they've been helping us kind of get started. So we're still very much in our infancy, working on some other games and stuff like that. So,
well, it looks like a Midland radio, the mic right there. So
it looks like it.
Strong resemblance.
We tried not to copy too much, but
I don't think Midland would care too much, to be honest. But so let's do this real quick we'll continue on. But let's Ashley, I'm gonna start you out. And this is going to be the first question. I'm going to hold it up to the screen. You read it, and then we'll have everybody in the comments start posting their responses to what we have here. So can you read that?
What upgrade do you keep talking yourself out of? Ooh.
That's a good one.
That's
a real good one.
I know mine.
What's yours?
That's a snorkel for the 4Runner. I want one, but Jeff and I cannot agree on which snorkel for one. But the idea of cutting my fender just stresses me out so bad. And I've seen it where they still got a gap or they're not sealed all the way. And I can see where they all go wrong. And I'm afraid to do it.
But isn't Jeff like a master at that kind of stuff? I mean,
Jeff gets threatened bodily harm when he cuts into the Forerunner. So
okay, well, you know, I mean, when you get, never mind, I'm not going to go through the age thing again. So
stop it.
Steve down in Florida says a rear winch. That's actually a good one because I can see where occasionally that would be a useful tool, but not always. So that's a good one. All right, so Paul, keep on. So you had this business mindset. Yep. You decided to circle back, take some money that you had saved up, and jump in both feet.
Yeah, so that's what we did. We reached out to our friend John that we've met on the trips, who's a graphic designer. Yeah, and so we reached out to him, told him the idea, and he was super on board. So he came up with the graphics for us. And in that time, we started just narrowing down the questions because we ended up coming up with almost 200 questions.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
There's also like some questions that as we really started to like dissect them, we're like, this is kind of asking the same question, you know, like
in a different way.
Yeah. So we kind of do that. And then there's other ones where like, we like this, but if we ever did expansion packs, I think it would be good to like save it for that. And
so it's really kind of narrowed down to the core questions that kind of fit a good theme. And then it's amazing who you meet when you're in this like community, because one of our other friends was like, oh, my friend from college, his hobby is to make playing cards. And we're like,
what are the odds?
Yeah. And so like, okay, so we've got one friend we met through this that does a graphic designer. We have another one that makes playing cards. So we met with that friend, and he does like the graphic art, and he's just got tons of playing cards. So he's printed them all over the world and knows all these different ones. He's like, I recommend this one. Think about this. He told us everything we need to know about playing cards in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so we're like, okay, that was easy. And so
my friend, our good friend, she's in patent law. So she helped us with like trademarking and.
Yep. And then we just, so we ordered.
That's not cheap either.
No. So that was easy because
I'm a
of
bad
that.
friend for not like taking her out to dinner.
Nah, it's fine.
Listen, if she'll help me with one, I'll take her out for dinner from here. I'll just pay for it. You take her out.
I'm gonna say our children are like destined. They're planning on getting married. They've already announced that they're going to marry.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are great friends to have. Honest to goodness, you know, it's rare that you find friends that you kind of get that close with, and you have that relationship. So that's a great thing.
Yeah. So we went with one of the manufacturers we got recommended. We printed, you know, like a test deck, which was recommended, and it was good because there were some errors on it. And then we printed a small batch for last year, and we launched it. Like we had the batch later in the summer and the fall, and then
the big order, and that took a couple weeks because I mean,
it
was I forget how many, but it was boxes. I was at home with our son. I'm hanging out, and I just keep hearing this like da-dunk, da-dunk. I'm like, who's like working on their car outside, or I forget what it was. And I look out and I just see these like brown boxes just getting higher and higher and higher. And I was like, I texted him. I was like, I think our cards are here. And he's like, that's good. I never got a notification. I'm like, here's your notification. You're here.
Right? Surprise.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody out there, the question is, what upgrade do you keep talking yourself out of? So let us know. I'm really curious, and we'll do another one here in a minute. We'll move on to another one. So, all right. So everything arrives, and Katie barred the door, right?
Yeah. So we got it. We launched it, and we started selling, you know, just on our website, you know, through Instagram and just through our friends and networks like that. And then Midland has been a huge partner. Again, met through the community. They knew Midland. Jason from Mountain State Overland, who we've become good friends with, connected us with Midland. So they've been a great partner connecting us with people like you all. And then again, just because of the network, we've met people like from OK 4-Wheel Drive because of our Alu cab. So they're now stocking it. CB Adventure Supply down in Texas, they're starting to stock it. And so we're just kind of building up and trying to get it into some guides' hands, get it into retailers. And like I said, we're working on some expansion packs right now and some other games and kind of broaden the portfolio and add more primarily card-based games, because these are easy to pack for what we do.
Yep.
Like
Right.
taking, so trying to think creatively about other games that are out there that are board games and how to convert them into card games. And make them around this theme.
Mhm.
All right, AJ just joined us and said hello. AJ, here's the question from our radio chatter card. What upgrade do you keep talking yourself out of? So AJ, throw us something out there. We want to hear it, and then we'll move on to another one.
AJ, he just threw you under the bus. I'm sorry, hon. I mean, just you come on and he blasted you.
Listen, I know how AJ spends money.
I know.
So this is going to be a good one. Because AJ has a bad habit of if we talk about a product, a lot of times on the show, AJ's like, man, you guys are going to cost me more money. So,
This is very true.
yeah.
So my husband just commented, Lee, will you bring it on the screen?
Oh, yeah, here we
You
go.
won't give it here. Overland Monopoly,
Okay.
which would be fun. So our daughter loves Monopoly.
Mhm.
I will admit I hate Monopoly because it takes forever.
Yeah.
I need a way to make it shorter. But yeah, that would be, I could probably get behind that one.
Yeah.
I never know what you're talking about. That's what AJ says. All right, let's move on to another one. Let's see. So we had long travel. We had a few other ones. Let's see. Where are these for sale at? Hey, tell us where they can get them.
Yeah. RadioChatterGame.com. So they're on our website. That's the easiest place you can get them.
There you go. And it's fast shipping because I ordered mine. And AJ, you also get to pick out a white or tan, beige, whatever you want to call it. Depends on if you're a redneck or not. If you're a redneck, it's tan. Sticker to go with it. I just haven't figured out where I'm going to put the sticker yet. So yeah, Steve says he's going to pitch this to his NFTR Foundation, and forgive me, but I think it's a non-for-profit, and I don't remember the name of it, Steve, and I'm sorry. I apologize. So yeah, everyone hates Monopoly.
My daughter loves it. She's weird, so it is what it is. But
That's a good. I mean, we're thinking of some other similar games, but the key is
Aw.
how to speed them up, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah. Jeff says he's already got some cards in the cart. Jeff, I don't know what you're waiting on. Remember that it's easier to ask for forgiveness than
Lee,
permission.
we had this conversation before Paul and Beth. And
Yeah, but
Bethany
you know
joined
what?
us. No.
I'm not married to you, so I'm not scared. You don't scare me.
No, but I'll call Felicia and she'll get you.
Yeah, well, Alicia scares me. That crazy Mexican, she's something else.
I keep waiting for one of these days for y'all to watch, and she's gonna come in the back of
I was
them
going to say,
and
she
just
just like sneak behind him and just.
yes.
Flop them.
See,
Yeah.
she and I
See,
get it. We
I
know
told her
what's
the
gonna
other
happen.
day. So she's Hispanic, but and this is not anything. I don't really care who, whatever. But I always joke with her because she's Hispanic, and she jokes with me because I'm Italian, but I'm also from the South, deep South, and so there's a slight redneck persona that goes along with that. And so she makes a lot of the redneck funny jokes about the things I say or do or even eat, like boiled peanuts or whatever.
Ugh.
And so I joked with her the other day, and I told her she was a milky Mexican. She goes, "What?" And I'm like, she's like the whitest Mexican you'll ever see in your life. I'm just telling you now. And I told her, I was like, yeah, like 2%. That's about all you are, 2%. Anyway, she was going to throw the knife across the table at me, but she didn't. But, if you can't have fun and joke, what's the point?
This is true.
Right? All right, let's go to another one.
Well,
Oh,
wait.
wait.
So AJ just said he was at CB Adventures the other day getting his rack put on. So didn't
They
you
have
guys say CB has them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have them.
AJ, there you go. You got to go back.
Yeah.
They can hook you up with some other stuff for your truck.
Yeah,
And pick up the deck of cards.
Yeah. So you might have not saw them. I was just talking to Ryan from CB the other day. We're working on a little pop-up stand so you can see them. They just have stacks of cards kind of in the shop. So we're trying to get like a little pop-up stand and stuff. So make it a little more visible for you.
Hey, he's going to be there Friday. So I'm going to send Ryan a message, and I'm going to say, Ryan, when AJ gets there, pimp
He wants
him
3.
3 sets of the radio chatter cards.
That's right.
Yeah.
And tell Libby I said hi at the same time.
Yeah, tell Libby we said hey, because we all know that Libby does all the work there, not Ryan. Anyway,
Yeah, no, if I said you can buy them from our website, but if you're going down to CB, buy them from them. You know, Ryan's been an early adopter, bought them right away from us. He got one of the first like 10 we had, like big supporter. So buy them from him. Yeah, get him going.
He's a really great guy.
Yeah, he is.
All right, let's find another one here. Let's mix them up. We're gonna do another one.
Okay.
And AJ, I'm putting you on the spot. You got to answer this one. You kind of somehow or another scaved away from the last one. So
He doesn't want to admit what he has already put on his truck. That
well,
he really
I don't
didn't
think
need.
his wife. I don't think his wife's listening, but he doesn't want it out there on the internet. It's probably what it is. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Ready, Ashley?
Yes. If you could change one thing on your vehicle from the factory, what would it be? Ooh.
For me,
Uh-huh.
change one thing from the factory. What would it be? The auto stop start. Hate that stuff.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Yeah. You have the button to turn it off.
Yeah, I got the button to turn it off. Yeah, but it's still one of those things that you don't always mentally get in the car and that's the first thing you do. There are times that is the first thing I do.
Yeah.
But then there's times that I don't, and I get down the road and it just shuts off. And I'm like, what happened? I'm like, oh yeah, wait. The first few times it was, oh crap, I ran out of gas. But anyway, AJ says steps. Okay.
Remove or add?
I think that's
I'm betting with a remove.
Yeah,
what
one
is
thing
he
you could
driving?
change from factory would be steps.
Yeah.
And Ben says quick disconnect sway bar for the Tacoma. Oh, that'd be a good thing to have from the factory if you could change anything. Yeah, okay. Like it.
This is a new Tacoma. I think the 2024 has an e-disconnect, I thought.
Oh, it may. Steve says Toyota Tacoma, stupid 5-speed automatic transmission. Listen, the thing about Toyotas is they're reliable. There's no doubt about it. But they can't get out of their own way.
No.
It's just plain and simple. But they're reliable. So Cindy says, I hate that the front tailgate does not lock. Oh, so on yours, or is it I think they did that on the 22 and up, Cindy. I think. I don't know, because mine's
the auto start on both the 4Runner and the Sequoia.
You don't have auto start?
No, I do. But like if you auto start your car and you go out there, most vehicles, when you go out to your car, you can put the key in and then start it. The friggin' Toyota, it stops. It turns the car off.
Do you put your foot on the brake first?
No, it's like you go to unlock your car and it turns the car off. It doesn't matter. It's stupid. It makes no sense.
That's weird. AJ says Tacoma sliders and steps. That they hang up. Okay.
Yeah, they like hang, like they're in the way.
Yeah. OTT fixes the transport. See, this is great because this is engaging a lot of good conversation. And to be honest with you guys, I have to be careful. I can't keep up with it, but horrible headlights.
Yes, Toyota headlights, factory headlights, terrible. They're dull. I have 3 Toyotas in my family, and I cuss every single one of them for the stock headlights.
Tell me how you really feel.
Oh, it's so
bad. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, let me ask you this way. Has the success of this been much greater than you anticipated, or has it been kind of where you thought it would be, or has it not?
I think everyone's excitement over it, and like your comment that you made of like, why wasn't this made sooner? That has been such a surprise to me, a pleasant one, and it's the reception of it has been really good, beyond my expectations. And then I think as far as how things are picking up and how it's ramping up is, I think, kind of what we were thinking.
Yeah, I think like the reaction is probably where we expected, but I think the demand from bigger events, like people want them for their events, like the giveaways, the things like that. So those kind of bigger things kind of caught me off guard. But also just like the running the business and figuring out how hard it is to get people to buy product on Instagram is a lot harder than you realize. Because you're always like, oh, I bought this on Instagram. But like, it's hard to run a business and get people to buy product. So like that was just interesting thing, like to learn.
Yeah. No, it is. My wife buys stuff off of TikTok, and I refuse. I just flat out refuse. But now, these packages show up, and I'm like, it says TikTok shop. And she's like, yeah, no, you check this out. I have a confession is that she bought this thing. It's like a pair of goggles you put over your head, and it's an eye massager, and it's heated, and it has this little air pump, and it does this little thing. Let me tell you, that sucker sends you out into space. I fall asleep with that bad boy on my eyes. And I mean, yeah, it was $40. And when she told me she spent that at TikTok shop, I thought, we're going to get hosed. I know that it's not even going to be the actual item when it gets here. It's probably going to be a pair of, adult Depends or something instead of an eye massager. But dadgum, this thing works like a god. It's amazing. So much so, they've got a new model and we're thinking about buying. So see, it will happen.
Yeah.
You can't even pay $40 for a massage. Like,
no kidding.
You'd spend the same amount, if not more, for an actual human massage. So
tell Felicia I need her to send me the link.
I didn't even know such a thing existed.
Never heard of it.
No.
Yeah.
But it's, what those meta goggles, that they have for you, it looks a lot like that, but it's very soft padded on the inside. And it has Bluetooth, so you can have music playing while it's doing the eye massage, and it does your temples, and then it warms up and it heats. And I know I sound like I'm like an infomercial, but daggum, that thing's cool.
So did you guys see Ryan joined? Ryan's on here now.
Hey, look,
Yay!
he must have known we were talking about him.
To say his ears must have been burning.
Actually, he probably knew that we were bashing him, saying how much Libby does all the work and he doesn't do anything. Yeah, Ryan, we were telling AJ he's got to get down to your shop this week when he goes back down and buy some radio chatter cards.
AJ actually commented, and they're telling Ryan to put a set aside for him.
Yep, there you go.
Yep. There's a sale already. Minus on top of my husband apparently going to be buying a set.
Ryan says TikTok shop can be dangerous, especially after a few whiskeys.
So see, we just need to get your guys' cards on the TikTok shop. Just do a little radio.
Yeah.
I can help you with that.
All right.
I don't do TikTok.
I watch everything on Instagram 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
yep.
like
an adult.
Felicia sends me all these links to TikTok and I don't watch them. And so it has to open up in a web window. And she's like, did you see that recipe I sent you? I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't care. I hate TikTok. Anyway, let's see. So just ordered a deck of cards for the foundation.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, Steve, that was awesome. Steve, you're going to enjoy those. You'll have a good time. And yeah, you'll enjoy it. Bill, yes, thanks for the backdrop. Those are my girls, or a few of them, the however many hundreds. But yeah, thanks. Anyway, okay, so you said you had packs.
Yeah.
Are these going to be just full sets, or are they just going to be little add-on like packs where you get 10 or 15 or what?
Yeah, the expansion packs are going to be smaller. A lot of it is because it's really hard to come up with the questions, especially if there's like a theme that you want to follow. We found, and I think just also for a quicker turnaround, we're right now focusing on smaller expansion packs, and then I'll never say never, but I think right now it's just the focus is on smaller expansion packs.
What kind of themes are you guys looking at?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What kind of themes are you guys looking at doing the inspection?
We went to Cindy invited us to Overland the Red this past fall. So that was like our first event after having like our decks printed. That we didn't go with like the smaller test prints or the smaller packs. And so we went down there and we were talking to other attendees there, and the number one request we got was like a adult version like not safe for work, kind of like Cards Against Humanity, where it pushes the envelope a little bit. And so we had a list of questions started to actually, because we had just met up with some of our overlanding friends just on a side trip, and that topic came up around the campfire. And so we had like our list of questions, and we were asking like, well, what, you know, like what kind of question would you want? And some people like helped brainstorm.
So there's like that. We have like some other expansions could be like, would you rather cards, or what's like, what we said, always, sometimes, never.
Yeah, like kind of like the MFK, but like, what is something that you would always bring, sometimes bring, never bring? I like those kind of questions because I like to pick like 3 really good answers or 3 really bad answers and force everyone to have to like throw one away, you know, always keep, you know, just I like it because I feel like you kind of see how they think, and I find that interesting.
Right.
He likes a lot of the learning, and I do like learning too, and like different hacks that people have done, or things that they have found to help make camp more comfortable or easier to do, especially with small kids, and organizing the snacks. But the would you rather are always fun.
Yeah, so those would be like the small expansion packs, but then we also said like actual games. So that's like the second route we're looking at, like taking classic games but converting them to like overland off-road themed, and then making them playable by cards. So like a good example of that where we came up with this idea was our friends, again, that we've met through this, brought us
yes, there are blank cards included in like the pack.
Yep.
And I think we did put something on our website that if you ever came up with a new question, please submit it, because we could always include it in a future pack or product. And that would be cool if we got enough feedback from customers to where we could make like a customer deck. You know, like all of these questions were from people that submitted them that we met along the way, and you know, like we have a special deck of them now.
I got an idea. This is your next right. What the hell? Cut me some slack, Ashley. Come on.
Just stop listening now.
Write this down. All right, listen. I'm a techie guy. I love all things with the tech, and here's what I think would make a great addition to this, and actually could incorporate this in with it. Let's build an app with a randomizer in it.
Yeah. That's on the list too.
And then what we do is we set it up so that when you get a bunch of people out there with you, everybody has to turn their airdrop on. And one guy runs the show, or one person. You randomize it, and then you airdrop the question to all the other people in the group.
Right.
And now they know what it is. You know, that way you don't have to keep repeating it. So you airdrop the questions.
But not everybody has iPhones.
Yeah.
Well, then they need to grow the hell up and get an iPhone.
Go talk to my husband, because he does not.
Well, that's the only bad thing I'm going to say about Jeff is that.
So that doesn't work to airdrop the question.
Okay, well, we can Bluetooth it. I mean, we can Bluetooth it. Whatever. We can figure it out. You know, I mean,
or
we
have
can
like
have
iPhone specific questions.
there you go. Hell with those Android people. No, I'm just kidding. I have an Android tablet, so I can't say much. But anyway, oh gosh, Jeff's like, boom, Android for life. So yeah, like you know how they have the randomizers where it does the wheel that goes around.
Yeah,
it would be so fun to have that, because then for you it would be easy to go in the background, just start upload more and new questions. And personally, if you're going to do a game, I think a board game would still be useful to have at camp, especially with kids. So like Chutes and Ladders would be cool.
Anything that's magnetized so the pieces stay together.
Oh yeah,
Chutes and Ladders, baby. That's where it's at.
I like Chutes and Ladders.
I do too.
In Candyland.
Hey, what about Operation? Remember the Operation game? So
that's a good one. Actually.
Yeah, but
you're working on your truck.
You have to
on your truck.
There you go.
Right. What if you're doing it and you're working on a truck and you gotta, you know, like
my kids hated that game.
Well, that's because they probably sucked at it. But
well, they did, but that's not the point.
Good.
So there you go. Operation and do it like
And instead of like AA batteries, you pull your car battery and you pass it to the operator right
Yes,
there.
you better get it right.
Jolt. Yeah.
just promise me one thing, that the vehicle in operation won't look like a Jeep.
Oh.
I think that's the best one.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so hang on. We gotta see. AJ says, Paul and Bethany, does Ryan have
Ooh.
sticker that comes with the cards?
That's a Ryan question. I sent him stickers, but I don't know if I sent enough for every pack. But if not, AJ, just contact us on our website. I'll get you a sticker.
Ryan just commented and said yes, he's got.
Yeah,
stickers.
he commented, said he does have
And
them, so.
AJ changed his question or his answer to the question earlier about what would you change his factory on your car.
Oh yeah, I missed it. Where's it at?
You had to go back up. But it is what I said about the auto start.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It is the stupidest factory setting I have ever seen, and you can't change it.
That is weird.
Mhm.
Okay. Ryan says he has stickers at the register, so you're golden. Perfect, AJ.
AJ, take a picture when you're there. Get in the
And
tag us.
Yeah, tag them on Instagram, dude.
Help spread the word that it's there and it's down at CB.
I love it.
I do too. All right, so you okay? Back to the expansion packs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Continue on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Like I
go
said,
ahead.
rabbit holes.
that's fine. So one of our friends that we met through Overlanding, they came over. They were in town. They came over and they're like, "Hey, do you want to play Clue?" We're like, "Okay." And they pulled out a deck of cards, and it was Clue made to a deck of cards.
Ooh.
It was faster.
It was so much fun.
So much fun. And we're like, this is what we need to do. Like some of these, you said Monopoly earlier. It's like, how do you take these older, complicated games, just simplify them in a deck
Oh,
of
hell.
cards?
Here it is.
Yeah. Yep. I have it.
I
right
didn't
here.
even know. I didn't even know it existed. Ashley.
Yep.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about this either.
I didn't either.
So this is on the list.
That's pretty darn cool.
Mm.
All right. Well, you guys just keep creating.
That's our goal. Trying to fit it in the evenings and the weekends. To
Oh, here we go. This is controversial.
Uh-oh.
nice.
This
Read it,
gets me
Ashley.
scared.
Ready?
No. What is a piece of gear that you refuse to purchase?
Oh,
Oh.
an Android phone. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. Well, for me, let me think. Skottle.
Oh,
I've actually had a couple of people talk about
a lot of
that.
people say this.
And listen, I don't have hate for Skottles. It's just that, and look what Cindy just popped up. Literally,
Bottle.
as I said it.
And she did it in shouted caps too, not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
just like regular.
Yeah. It's not that I have any hate for the Skottle. That's not it at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's a neat piece of gear, but it's not practical for me. And then I get tired of people going, wait, you don't have a Skottle? Well, you're not an Overlander. Shut up.
We have a Skottle.
We do like it, but it is big, and we've talked about doing something different.
And we just realized, like, when we menu plan, like, we don't, but we also don't have cast iron, and there's a lot of recipes that I think would be really good with cast iron and over, or anything over like an open flame, but we just meal plan around a Skottle and think about, like, well, what do we want to eat that essentially is just like pan frying something.
Yeah, Cindy said it best. Jerry is a fantastic guy. He's a salt of the earth kind of guy, but it's just not my style. Mm-hmm. And I get tired of people going, well, you're not really an Overlander. Now, AJ just made a comment, and AJ, I'm with you, man. This is a Michael thing. Michael used to eat these nasty, godforsaken SpaghettiOs at camp right out of the can, and it is the most horrid thing to see. Anyway. Yeah. So I'm not buying SpaghettiOs either, AJ. Just not happening.
I refuse to buy the Dickinson heater for the alu cab.
That's another one. It's way overpriced. I don't think it's as effective as it, it's a sailboat heater. That's what it originally was for. but it's just not effective. I know handfuls of people that bought them that wish they wouldn't have.
Yeah. Mine is just more of I tent camped for so long, including in cold weather. I
Back
can't
in
do it.
my day,
Back in
I
my
walked
day,
to school
yeah.
in the snow uphill. Both ways.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
All
No,
right.
I was gonna say what he refuses to buy is buy me a puppy,
Well, that's true too.
a small
Oh.
puppy.
God, you can
Oh,
come to my house. I got 3 you can have. Ashley, what's yours?
mine would be a Skottle. I've
Okay.
never seen the draw, but we use our Blackstone and swear by it.
Which is like essentially the same thing, right? It's just like
Yeah.
big.
But I mean, we have better luck with it, and I just never understood. Like, I don't know, the whole Skottle thing to me was just, I couldn't see how it was feasible. To me, there was too many cool spots, whereas Blackstone,
Yep.
it's more diverse, and
Mhm.
so it works out better for us.
Yeah, I think Cindy said it best. Jerry's a great guy. It's just
Yes.
It's just not my style. And it's like Max Tracks. I don't even own a pair of Max Tracks or Action Tracks or whatever you want to call it. I have Go Treads, but everybody's like, "Where's your Max Tracks?" They're in that bag inside.
I have one of each. I have Max Tracks, Go Treads, and Action Tracks.
Well, that's because you don't know how to wheel.
Well, no. That was rude. No. The Max Tracks I only got because of the color. The only reason why I bought them is they were teal, and they look great with the Sequoia Lunar Rock color. So.
You mean the Sequoia that you drove through the mud puddle downtown and got a little mud on it and said you were wheeling?
I trenched an area at my daughter's school.
Right. It's your story. Stick to it.
It was great.
Adam's in the house. Now, let's talk about gear I will buy, and that is Step 22 gear from this guy right here.
Nice.
I still don't own any yet, Adam.
See, that's why Adam said rude.
I know.
I got that stuff packed everywhere. Matter of fact, there's one right here.
Isn't that what I got you, right? Isn't that
I have
camera?
I have
thing?
the camera, like the electronics bag.
Adam's still gonna hold it against me until I go buy something.
Well,
I already know this.
Listen, Adam's got a reason. I mean, you should have some of this. Everybody should have.
I agree.
Oh, here's what he said. Rude comes to.
I know.
Hey, Adam, what piece of gear? We're playing the game here, Adam. The radio chatter game. Here we go. So, Adam, now that you're in the house, what is the piece of gear that you refuse to purchase? Tell us. Ryan, tell us what it is. Well, wait, that wouldn't be fair for Ryan because he sells so much damn gear. Never mind, Ryan. 25 of each battery. Well, I mean, not quite 25, but I do carry a few extra batteries. But yeah, anyway, there's one bag that's not batteries. I promise. They make lots of noises though. Adam says a rooftop tent. The problem with Adam he refuses to buy a rooftop tent is because he still doesn't have a vehicle that's capable of getting out of the garage. It's still tore apart. Right, Adam? Boy, that was some salt in Adam's wound right there, man. Because I'm telling you right now, I struck a nerve. His rig's still in the garage. But when it's done, it's going to be nice. So anyway, all right, let's do another one. We got a few more minutes here.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's find one that Ryan can actually, that Ryan can answer that doesn't have to do with gear. Oh, here's one.
Uh-oh. He gets that evil laugh, and everyone's better be prepared.
You ready for this one, Ashley? You going to read it?
Sure. What have you done to reduce weight or save space?
Ryan went on a diet. Just kidding, Ryan. Yeah, I don't know. What have I done? I don't think I've done anything, to be honest. I probably failed in that part of it. What about you guys?
Well, we put the card questions on the playing deck, so you get 2 different games.
So we threw out our playing cards.
Yeah, so you got the when you get to camp, you can play euchre, which is a Michigan card game.
What's it called?
Or euchre.
Shit, I gotta look this up. Is it a real thing?
Yeah.
EU.
Yeah. EUCHRE.
EUC
Or any card game like
HRE card.
You sent them down the path.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh, for God's sake! Here we go. So, there's a web version of this. Well, I know what I'll do when we get done. I got to see this. Some of y'all Yankee games here.
So, I mean, yeah, that's one thing we did with like we wanted to combine a deck of playing cards with the questions, so that way you had multiple uses. Yeah, I was gonna say left.
Cindy wins tonight. She says that she left the hubby home to reduce weight.
Yeah,
that's funny. That is funny. Steve says he removed the spare tire. That's actually a good and a bad. I guess.
Yeah.
It could go either way, but
I mean, we've just gone through and repurposed things, or like we had coffee, like Yeti coffee mugs with the handle, and then we realized that like the pint glass that we were using for beer can also use as like a coffee cup, and we don't need both.
Yeah,
but space and weight, and
going through the tools multiple times and realizing you have like 3 of the same thing.
Yeah,
like, you've just kind of added, especially because I pull out the tools sometimes when I'm working on it in the garage. And then I grab something from the garage and throw it in, and then I realize I got triples. So I think it's like constant, reevaluation.
And like it's good that we evaluate our weight, because like this summer when we took our son with us, I feel like we had like 100 pounds of toys just for him to keep him occupied for the 2 weeks.
Right. Listen to this. So AJ's going total opposite. Instead of what have you done to reduce weight? He just said, I buy heavy springs from Ryan so I can carry more weight.
That's great.
I love his honesty, though. I mean,
yeah, I know, right? You gotta. So, on the tool subject, that's a good subject too, because Adam at Step 22 Gear, not sponsored, but he
hint, Adam.
he carries the tool roll.
Yeah.
And
which is something I want that I need to order from him.
Which I have to say, what I've started to do is anytime I do something with the truck, I try to do it with the tool roll.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I got that idea from somebody else. That wasn't my idea, but I saw somebody else, had talked about it, and I was like, damn, that's just perfect. You put all your tools in there, and then you start working on your vehicle, and you use the tools that are in there. If you don't have a tool in there, and you go get it, and it fits your vehicle, then you put the tool in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've started doing that, but if you want a really nice tool roll, you should get one from Step 22, because I actually ran mine over, like drove over it.
This does not surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me either. It's fine. So anyway, but Ryan has a great one. He purges his gear every 6 months or so.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to actually pull it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ryan, that's a great idea. I should probably do that too sometimes, is just pull all the gear out, stand back and look at it and just figure out, hey, I haven't ever used this. Do I really need to carry it with me? So that's a great idea, Ryan. Jeffrey says a tool roll would save a ton of weight. He has a Pelican case now. Yeah. Adam says, what? Yes, I did run over the tool roll, Adam. Actually twice, because the front tire and the back tire went over it, and I thought it was a rock, but it was actually the tool roll. I'm just lucky a screwdriver didn't like poke through and get in the tire, right?
Material.
Yeah.
Adam, Valentine's Day is next week, and his birthday's 2 weeks after that.
Steve says, Ashley, you keep saying you're going to order it. Pull out the credit card, girl.
His Jeff's birthday is at the beginning of March, and Valentine's Day is next weekend. So next week we're good.
I think you should buy Jeff a new camping trailer, and he can buy you some new Step 22 gear.
No, he still hasn't fixed the one that we have.
So is that what you guys use, Ashley? Is like you have a trailer that you pull, or do you have a rooftop tent? Or
so we had a rooftop that we ran on our 4Runner for a long time, and then we got a little like military style trailer that we were working on. But with me being so short, it was too hard for me to set up by myself, because I was wanting to start doing some solo camping, some girls only trips, things like that, and I wasn't able to do it, on my own. So we ended up purchasing a Taxa Cricket.
Okay, we looked at those.
Yeah.
So we love it. So we've got a 15-year-old.
It's the ugliest thing I ever seen.
Lee hates it. He swears that somebody hit it when he first saw it. but it's so lightweight
Yeah.
that, you know, even when you do have it loaded up with water and all your stuff like that, you don't notice it that you're pulling it. And that's what I like about it is I never have a problem pulling it. I can set it up by myself. But our son's 15, our daughter's 11, and they sleep on the bunks overhead. And there's space just right to where they don't fall out. I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I highly recommend the Cricket for anybody that's looking for one.
Cool.
Yeah.
We thought about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That I think that was what sent us down the rabbit hole of looking at campers all during COVID and tents and all of that.
Yeah.
I wanted something where I could still cook inside if the weather was bad and not be stuck outdoors and not being able to get away from it. And
Because you're a prima donna. That's why.
I have my moments where I can be. I am not upset by this. But then we found the one thing I hate about it is the awning that comes on the Taxis. It's just that straight awning.
Yeah.
We found a company called Dragonfly that does a tarp that fits the shape of the Taxa.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
All right. I'm going to give you one more, and we'll wrap up with this one.
What do you always bring extra of on a trip?
Go for it.
Yeah,
I bring too much food, too many snacks for the kids.
We always bring too many snacks.
Yeah. Snacks and then
Oh.
toys if our son's with us.
Yeah, but the snacks, like we always get so many, and then we always are like get sick of them, and then we're always stopping at a gas station anyways.
I think this summer we
so we're
realized,
just like we're done with snacks.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
I swear, AJ just stole my thunder. Oh my
What?
thunder. Dude wipes. I always bring way too many dude wipes, but then there are occasions where I don't have enough because, you know, they're not just good for the old bum. They're good for, you know, wiping your hands or wiping the countertops or table off. I mean, they're great for everything. So, yeah, I'm like AJ. I think I might bring too many of them, but, you know.
Well, there's you go. You got so that these go hand in hand. You can reduce weight a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are they can get heavy.
Yeah, you can never have too many. Okay, Jeffrey says, never enough beer, too much water. Steve says he brings too much water.
Yeah.
You know,
he's never filling the tank up. I'm like, that's not enough. And I'm always like nervous because
it's always the weight.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking.
See, Cindy knows. Would you rather camp with Lee when he's out of dude wife or Michael?
That's a good. Would you rather?
Listen, I'm gonna go with you. Better camp with me because Michael and SpaghettiOs. Even if you're in another tent, you still get the effects from it.
Let's see, where's
Yeah.
we need
Michael's
to add,
nasty.
We need to add it.
Spaghetti.
Add that to the Joker card. Personal deck.
Yeah, because that's self-explanatory. Even if you don't know Michael or me, you could answer that question pretty easily, I'm thinking. Yeah, Steve says too much water. You know, here's the thing. Buy a Guzzle H2O and filter your water out of a creek. Then you don't have to carry that extra weight. And you can almost always find some water somewhere, you know, even out of a spigot or faucet or whatever y'all call it in your part of the country. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. That's I think I bring too many snacks. I probably bring too many. I tell you what I do bring too much of too is camera gear because I don't use it. Yeah. And I think that's easy to do. You have all these intentions when you leave the house. You're like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to film some of this, or I'm going to capture some of these moments. And ultimately, I don't know about you guys, but I just live in the moment. And I get home and I'm like, oh, I hardly used my cameras.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm
all right.
Too with like books to read or like activities to do when I'm sitting in the front seat that I don't always get to. But
Yep. So before we go, Ashley, got anything else you want to add? What do you?
Nope.
Yeah. Did you say what you bring too much of?
I bring too much snacks because I always try to over plan for the kids so they don't want something. There's options, and then they never eat them anyways.
Yeah.
Ryan's got a point. Too many lights for camp, and they're fine. Yeah. It seems like they elude you, Ryan, somewhere along the way when you packed them. There's a light gremlin that moves them, and you go back and you're like, I know I put those in that bag, but
it's called Libby. Libby moves them to a better spot.
She's just probably more organized than Ryan is.
Right.
All right. So before we go, tell everybody where they can find you on all the socials. We know your website's radiochattergame.com.
That's correct.
What about on all your socials?
Yep. So we're on Instagram at Radio Chatter Game, also Facebook at Radio Chatter Game. You could follow us on YouTube. We don't have anything there yet. There's plans, but we're mostly an Instagram location and our website, of course.
Got it. Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us. Stick around for a minute. To everybody listening or watching, thank you for hanging out with us. Ashley, thanks for co-hosting with me. Even though you don't feel good, hopefully you'll feel better in the next few days. I'm going to guess that you might be going to the polar bear camp out this weekend.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
You said last time you were going to this one.
I know. That was the plan. The kitchen's still not put back together.
You don't need a kitchen to go camping, for the love of God. Put a table. Hey, somebody's got a Skottles they'll let you use.
I have the Blackstone because we've got it. We've got it
Okay,
set
well
out on
then,
a table.
then
on
what
the
do you
outside
need
of
the
the
kitchen for? Who cares? We're going to be right next to a creek. They got water. So for those of you who don't know and haven't, we're doing the polar bear camp out. It's 4 states, 1 camp out in each state. You get a patch every time you go to the camp. And when you get to More Expo, you can, if you've done all 4 of them, you get a plaque. They all fit into it nice and neat. It has it says Polar Bear Camp Out. It's really cool. This month, it is sponsored by Overland Attic. It's being held at the K-Bar Ranch, I think, or something.
I think so.
Yeah, right along Creekside. It's a nice little place. Last month was hosted by Okie Overland, and they did it. What was Osage Plains Campground? It was 5 degrees last month, and it's going to be like, I think 60 this time. So it's not much of a polar bear camp out, but you know, it's still something. But I found out last night that I think they had roughly 60 at the Osage Plains camp out Saturday night when they went to bed. Sunday morning when they woke up, there was only about 25. So somewhere during the middle of the night, everybody like, screw this, it's too cold, I'm going home.
Wow.
so or 30 or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact number, but a lot of people I think left.
Is this an event that like occurs over multiple months where you pick one weekend and you go to a different location, or do you hit all 4 of those locations in 4 days, like over a long weekend?
No, it's once a month.
Okay.
Each one. So we do Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. And each month you camp one night. It's Saturday night to Sunday, and you get a patch. And
Cool.
So I think Okie Overland hosted Oklahoma. Chad at Overland Attic is doing Missouri and Arkansas. He's doing Arkansas as well, which I think is next month. And then
it's at the end of February.
Oh, is it? Okay. And then Big Brutus is hosting the one in Kansas. And then you end up at More Expo and you camp there, and you get the plaque where all your little patches that are shaped like the states fit in, and they all blend together. So it's a pretty neat little deal. Yeah, but I think we got 90 rigs scheduled to come up for this.
Yeah, we're not going to make it with me not feeling well and Emma getting over the flu and COVID.
Well, what about Jeff? Who the hell cares if you come or not? What about Jeff?
Bye, Felicia.
Jeff, you heard it, and I got it recorded. She said bye. So pack it, Jeff, and let's go. As a matter of fact, Jeff, don't even worry about the tent. I got the trailer with a spare tent on it. I'm sleeping in my A cab, but I'm bringing the trailer, and it has a Rome tent. Just bring your diesel heater and come on. Enough said. So when we get done with this, I usually get some kind of nasty message from Ashley telling me what kind of jerk I am.
No, there's no point. You already know. So
so anyway, well, thanks again for joining us. Thanks to everybody for listening in and or watching. Give us a shout out if you would, folks, on all the socials. They are Overland Radio. We'd love to get a review on iTunes. Since we got whacked off of that for a while, we lost all our reviews. So if anybody could take a time and go give us a review on or iTunes, because somebody out there hated us and it kind of hurts. So, all right. Well, everybody have a good night.
See you guys next week.
Yep. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you next week.
Bye.
All right.